Hey, it's Jim, Ed, and Andrew here with podcast 36 of Side Hustle Heroes HQ. Andrew, man, how's it going?
It's going great, man. I haven't felt better in years.
Oh, good, man. Glad to hear it. I'm having a good one too. We are going to go over our numbers as always. We are going to do a quick mention of what we've got going on tonight. Some very exciting stuff for Andrew and I. I think that's kind of why we're so pumped. And then on top of that, Andrew discovered some pretty cool stuff, and he's in it and walked me through it tonight. And that is Amazon Canada is now open for on-site placement.
It
So
is, yeah.
there's some videos that you've already got that can be uploaded over there and start making some money in Canada, right, Andrew?
That's it. Yeah, I've made 0 cents. Actually, I haven't checked lately. I only have one or two videos up. But yeah, I mean, the way I look at it, there's going to be some videos that you have that aren't in Canada, right? It needs to
Sure.
be obviously in the store, but I have a hunch there's probably a lot that are on in the Amazon.com store. They're also on the Amazon.ca. And
Yeah.
so it's
And
so
hey,
simple, right?
are we going to, man, this is kind of more of a YouTube thing. Are we going to take a minute to walk them through, like sharing screen? Or are you just going to kind of walk them through verbally how to get their account onto the Canada deal?
Yeah, you did it so quickly yourself, even and you're not really you're kind of technically challenged, Jim Ed, right? So literally you
Yeah,
just
I'm
logged
average
in.
probably.
I mean, literally, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's do our numbers first and we'll get into it. It's not very
Of
difficult.
course.
Most people, if you can do it, in a few minutes, most people can do it in a few seconds. So hey
Oh, Andrew with the jokes. All right,
man,
Andrew.
usually I'm on the other side of the barrel. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
speaking of being on the other side of the barrel and jokes, why don't you go ahead and start off with your numbers?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Let's do this. Yeah. You know what? These numbers are
touche.
laughing. I really do hope people who've done our course aren't going to listen to this podcast because they're going to be like, this guy's teaching the class.
Well, look, guys, it's January.
Yeah.
Nationwide, we've had a huge cold front go through the whole nation. I mean, people just don't get out and do things. People are not ordering on Amazon. Just not as much is happening when everybody's holed up in the house.
You want to go with that? Or
I am
should we
going with
say,
that. I'm
should we
seeing
say,
it. I'm seeing it on my day job. I'm seeing it on Amazon. I'm seeing it all over the place.
or let me, or yeah, is that contributing? Sure. Let me think. The other part of it is the bottom of the carousel is mysteriously gone. How's that sound? Right. So,
That is
yeah,
true as well.
that doesn't
Not
help.
helping.
Doesn't
Not
help.
helping
But
not
you know
helping
what?
a already not great situation.
Yeah, let's do. But hey, this yesterday my numbers were $22. So you multiply that out, it's a $600 month. So I mean, who's laughing about that, Jamed?
All the way to the bank, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
no, seriously, that's not a bad day. And my clicks are definitely in half. Okay, so it's basically half of what I'm normally making is what I'm seeing right now. So back in the day before when the bomb carousel, remember the good old days? Remember that? The good old days, the bottom of the carousel was there, and we had these. I had my 50, 60, 70, 80, $100 days. You had your $500 days. But no, I'm kidding. But they've just recently removed the bottom of the carousel. And what we found last time is it came back. And I think people have sort of stopped freaking out and realizing it's just what they do from time to time. So don't worry, guys. If you guys are listening to this and saying, what the heck is going on here? I always say this, the sky is not falling yet. So it will be back. Yesterday, my numbers were $22, last seven, $58, last 30, $428, and January so far, $316. So yeah, as you can see, I'm trending in a bad direction, but a lot has to do with what we just talked about.
So yesterday I had $135.
Okay.
Last 7 days, $644. Last 30 days, 34.39. And for January, 23 days into January, I have 25.99. So I was hoping to get 4,000 for January. It does not look like that's going to happen, but we looked at June and there's a pretty good shot of getting somewhere close to June. So, that tells me that all these videos I've done are paying off because I would expect January to be the second worst month of the year, right behind February. I
I
think
do remember
February
saying
order will be a little bit worse.
I do remember saying our podcast last week, buddy. I said, you're going to fall a little short than 4,000. You're like, I think I might surpass it, but we'll
Yeah.
see. You're going to be
Well,
somewhere around 4,000 or a little shy of it. I'm
I
not,
thought that, and then they removed the bottom carousel, so here we are.
Well, bomb carousel was removed last week too, buddy. So
What's that?
bomb carousel was gone last week too when we did our podcast. So yeah,
Okay.
it's been gone for a couple weeks, bro. Yeah. And like we said, there's some people who may have it. I don't know, but I think we're to a point now. It's probably most people don't have it on their
Yeah.
videos. So anyway, it is what it is. And so what else? You want to talk about Canada a little bit here now?
I'm sorry, you want to talk about what?
Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know about you. I mean, look,
Yeah. Yeah.
the thing is, you got a couple things you got to remember though. It's not like Canada is not like the lower 48. There's not that many people up there. I'm sure there's going to be a source of some sales. You know, my all of my videos, we uploaded 3 videos or downloaded 3 videos from Amazon, which I'd like for you to kind of walk everybody briefly through that. So yeah, you don't have to reshoot the videos, but you do have to still tag them and put a description in.
Yeah.
But put 3 videos down, downloaded 3 videos, sent them over to the Canada file. And there is one thing that's pretty cool is now on the desktop, you can upload multiple videos at a time. So that will be huge. So I'm just going to kind
Yeah.
of go through and guess what I think is going to be available in Canada, or I got to figure out what the best practice is going to be for that. Probably jumping on my phone, signed into Canada, and start looking at products that are on my desktop. That way is probably going to be the quickest. We'll workshop that out. Maybe we can let people know next week kind of what's working. But I would like to get 100 videos up on the Canada site too. So it'd be nice to be making, for me, hopefully making 10 or $20 a day off of that side as well.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, here's what I'm thinking too. What's interesting is Canada is just starting, right? Canada is just starting on-site placement. There's other influencer programs that are going other countries. They just don't have on-site placement, like UK, for instance. I got a friend of mine in the UK. She was making a lot of sales on Amazon, on just Amazon FBA. Okay, with UK. So there's a good market out there. It's only a matter of time before UK is probably going to be on-site as well. So what you can do is you can actually you can go ahead and just get your account connected if you want to, but it's so easy, as you found out. It's so easy to connect your account that whenever I start hearing, that's what I love about being in these Facebook groups. There are people that are represented in all these countries that are going to be like, hey, I'm getting sales now in the UK. I'm getting on-site placement. And guess what? We go ahead and just do that. I learned something else too. A lot of people are listening to our podcast. There might be some international listeners, mostly US listeners. This is interesting. So we've been saying incorrectly that if you're not in the US, I don't say that very often, but we probably have said it a couple of times. I probably said it. If you're in the US, you can only participate in Amazon Influencer if you're in the US, and that's incorrect. Okay, you can participate in the Amazon Influencer, the US, which is the .com, if you live in another country. You absolutely can, but it's not available. Like if you're in India, for instance, it's not going to be available. That's a UK, for instance. It's not going to be available at amazon.co.uk. You can do Amazon Influencer with co.uk, right? But you don't have on-site placement. But if you're in the UK and you wanted to sign up for Amazon.com influencer program, the US version, you can do that. You can do it. And then what you need to do is you just need to you need to either get a check mailed to you that way, or there's ways to get paid. And why am I forgetting this thing here? Hang on a second here. I was chatting with someone about this in one of the groups. So there's bank accounts you can get, and get a Wise account, and that Wise account will allow you to get that money to yourself. So there it is. So you can participate. So if you're in other countries, you can absolutely participate in .com. And that's the same reason, Jim, we've been able to sign up for Canada. We can sign up for UK. We can sign up for wherever we want to. And that's the beautiful thing about it. It's just a different marketplace. And Amazon FBA, they let you sign up for different marketplaces also. So it makes sense that they're letting you do it. There's just different rules and policies there. As far as,
I guess
different rules and products that are available for sale there. Yeah.
I guess for me to find out, my Canada numbers will be separate, right? It won't show up on my regular Amazon
No,
reports.
you just log into CA to see it. It's a totally different entity, basically. So Jim, I just did this before the podcast. It's literally you log in, and I think you did it first. I was like, what are you doing? But it makes sense. Go to Amazon. So if you want to log into Canada, Amazon.ca. Log in to Amazon.ca with your normal credentials. Just log in, with
Yeah,
the
you're just your
same credentials
normal, you're
you're using
yeah,
for
you're just
.com,
normal Amazon
right?
credentials. Yep.
Amazon Influencer Canada. Just type that
Yep.
in. And it will say sign up for Amazon Influencer Canada. You click through there, scroll down a little bit, and it's going to say sign up, right? You sign up and it'll actually already have your account there. Like it said Jim Ed right there. I had Jim Ed. And you say, yep, keep your account, log in, go through and say, whatever, accept the conditions, whatever it says, the terms and conditions, and you're off to the races.
Yeah, it popped up my address and everything, had all
Yeah.
of my different Amazon shipping addresses. Is
Yep.
this correct? You click that. Yeah. Just click on through and yeah, you're ready to roll.
And they don't care if you have a US address. That's another thing too. It's like, well, do you have to have a US address to participate in Amazon.com? I don't think so, because to participate in UK, you don't have to have a UK address. So it works perfectly. And then the downloading process, that's a little bit, it's going to take a little while to explain all that, but ultimately you need to go to your manage videos, right? You got to go to manage videos, and then you can
Yep.
right click on those videos from
Go
there.
under your storefront, go under manage videos,
There you go.
and then you're going to want to, under that, you're going to want to go to the video. You want to go to the far right and click manage.
Yeah.
When you click it,
Yeah.
your video will actually come up and start playing. You can go ahead and
Yep.
pause it if you don't want to hear your voice rocking along in the background there. And then right click that, and it'll give you the option to save it somewhere. And then you're good to go. Save it in your documents or your downloads. And then you can save several of those. And then you can upload several of those at a time. And then you'll have to go into that Canada storefront and one at a time, click the once it's uploaded, you want to click somewhere to tag the product. So then you get the product tagged, and you'll put your title description on there, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, exactly. So it take a little while to do all that, but it's probably worth doing. I would say start with the videos that you got the most money, right? Start with those products you get the most money. See if they're available on Canada. If they are, then add those. So there'll be a process, but it's kind of like you do it one time, and then as you get more videos, as you kind of do new ones, just say part of your process, right? Part of the routine. Hey, this is US, Canada. Oh, it's not available, or it is available, and just kind of get it added. So that's the way to do it. Now, for other countries, I wouldn't recommend sign up for other countries until we hear that there's on-site placements available. We have our Facebook group, obviously, you know about. It's the Side Hustle Heroes HQ. But if I were you, I would be joining those other, Amazon influencer Facebook groups as well. No big deal. I'm in a lot of those as well. Jim is in a couple. It's okay. We all share stuff like that. So I certainly don't mind that. In fact, I like that too. If you guys want to join our group, if you haven't already, join the group. I love when people say, hey, I heard that this is going on or something. Yeah, bring that information to our group, because our group is not huge, but we've got good participation. So yeah, do that for sure. And yeah, I enjoy this. Is something because we're teaching this course, I was like, this actually, the person who's behind the course, Jim Cochran, was asking me, hey, what's the deal with international stuff? We need to figure all this stuff out. And I was like, yeah, I don't think you can get in. And he's like, and he goes, well, I need you to research a little harder. And I was like, so I started looking into it. I was like, huh, all right, okay, so I guess you can. So learn something new today, guys. And then now when we're teaching our course, Jim Ed, we're going to sound like authorities, because we didn't just find out. We're not going to tell them. We just found out today. But we did.
Well, we are authorities, but there you
Yeah,
go.
we are. But there's always learning, always learning.
So just to dig in a little deeper on this. So if you're in India, how's that work?
I mean, India, and you want to be part of the US program?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go to Amazon.com, right? Say US, whatever you want to type in, Amazon influencer US, right? Or whatever, Amazon.com, Amazon influencer, whatever, and it'll come up and you sign up for it, just like anything else. It seems like you can probably sign up no matter what country you're in. You just need to make sure you got that, like for instance, the one I told you about, the payment, the bank. You need to make sure that you have a bank. I know that bank I was telling you about. Now I'm forgetting it again.
Wise.
Wise. I know Wise is available in Canada. It's also available in the UK. It's available in Australia. All right, cool. So, well, Jimmy, I mean, let's see. I think we talked about that now. So that's hopefully I helped you guys out. Sign up for Canada. Tell us how it goes if you have any problems. Yeah, and hang in there, guys. I think that there's a little bit of a rough patch in January, but we're pretty optimistic. Keep those videos. Keep uploading those videos. I actually have been getting some videos. I have a couple, 2, 3 people that I've been working with that are getting me videos now. So they're doing videos for me. And so yeah, we'll see how that goes. And I won't go into all those details. And I think Jim, in the course, I think we're going to talk about that a little bit.
Well, that's provenazinfluencer.com. Tonight's our first one. We're recording this on Wednesday, and here in just a couple hours, we're going to start the course, and that is going to be live on Wednesday. It will be recorded. It will be on the website. So if you're like, oh, wow, I'm catching this on Monday, they did that on Wednesday, that's okay. You can jump on there if you decide you want to take the course. The only thing you're missing is the live Q&A that happens after the course. But tonight, we're only going over the basics of the basics, like how to get in, some tips, what you need to be working on to kind of get started with the course. So if you've been thinking about doing it, but you haven't pulled the trigger yet.
And another thing I was going to tell you is, yeah, obviously we're recording this. This is going to go out Sunday, this one right now. So we would have already had our first one. But hey, Jim Ed, tell me if you're cool with this.
But the nice thing about it is it's going to be 8 weeks. It's going to be step
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Thoroughly cover step one.
Right.
Q&A about step one. And then step two, we're going to cover. And then Q&A about step two. So there's going to be stuff uncovered that we just don't get to on the podcast for sure.
Yeah, fair enough. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. That's that. And yeah, we're excited. And guys, I don't think there's anything else on your mind, Jamid.
Nope, I think that about does it.
All right, right on, guys. All right, thank you so much. And I love you, Jim Ed.
I love YouTube.